Hi guys, it's Cindy here from Hooked on Crafts, and today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite summertime projects to make, and they are coasters. Today we're going to be making some little flower coasters. Supplies you're going to need are some cotton yarn. I have sugar and cream here, but you can use any brand you like. And I use two different colors. You could do them all in one color if you wanted, but I prefer two. An H-size crochet hook, some scissors, and a yarn needle. Okay guys, to start this you are going to make 12 half double crochets into a magic circle. To do the magic ring or circle, you're going to wrap the yarn around your fingers twice and kind of hold it with your ring finger there. Stick your crochet hook under, grab the second one and do one chain, and then do one more chain because we're doing a half double crochet, and that counts as your first half double crochet. So then you are going to do 11 more half double crochets into this magic ring or circle. Different people call it different things. So in case you do not know how to make a half double chain, you're going to yarn over, go into your stitch, yarn over, pull it through the stitch, yarn over, and pull it through all 3 loops, and that's a half double crochet. In my first video guys, I got some feedback that said I was going way too fast for some people. If that happens, I'm trying to go slower, but if I am going way too fast for you, feel free to hit that pause button and catch up, and then once you catch up, go ahead and hit your play button again. This is kind of what I have to do when I'm learning a new stitch. I am a self-taught crocheter, so I do learn a lot of stitches on YouTube and stuff also. So just do what you got to do to make sure that you can keep up. Once you get all of your half double crochets into this ring, we're going to tighten it up and make it a circle. I think I got 1 or 2 more here to go, and then I'll show you how we make it into a circle. So here you're going to grab your first stitch and this loose tail, and you're just going to give it a pull, and that's going to tighten all your stitches up. Go back into your loop there, and then you are going to slip stitch this together. And to do a slip stitch, you're going to go into the first half double crochet there through both of the V's, pull it through and through the loop. No yarning over on that one. And then for our next round, we're going to chain 2 because we're doing half double crochets. And then you're going to do 2 half double crochets into each stitch. And that chain 2 counts as your first half double crochet. So we're just going to repeat this process all the way around till we get right back to the first stitch. So that's going to be 2 half double crochets into each stitch. This is what they call an increasing round in crochet, and it's pretty typical for any project that's done in the round. A lot of hats start this way if you're making beanies or anything else. So I think this is the perfect project for someone who's just starting out crocheting, because we're going to learn a lot of the basic stitches in this. We're going to do a slip stitch, we're going to do a single crochet, we're going to do a half double crochet, we're going to do a double crochet, and it's just a quick easy project to learn on, and you don't get as frustrated because it's a smaller project. So again, I'm just going to continue to do 2 half double crochets into each stitch all the way around this circle. And you can see there in the middle that hole is a little bit big, and don't worry about that if yours is a little bit big. We're going to tighten it up in the finished project and make sure it's a very small circle. I like to do the magic ring style for the round because I just think it's a more finished look. I don't like the hole to be really big in the middle. I like it to be smaller. So a lot of times if I'm making hats, I'm going to start them with a magic ring. So again, I am just doing 2 half double crochets into each stitch all the way around. So we started with 12 half double crochets. In this round, when you're finished, you should have 24 because we're doubling the amount in every stitch. And as I get right here, you can tell I'm almost back to the beginning. And when you get back to the beginning there, you are going to again do a slip stitch to connect the round. Make sure you get that last stitch though, otherwise you'll have a weird gap. So and then here I am just trying to get that last stitch where I can get to it, and I'm going to do a slip stitch right into there. And that is the end of your second round. And we are going to actually tie off this round because only 2 rounds in this project are yellow. So I'd like to apologize, guys, because I actually lost some footage here of me finishing the yellow round off. To finish this round off, you're just going to kind of pull your loop up a little bit, trim your yarn, and then pull that last piece through the loop and tighten it up. To start your second color, you're going to just kind of double it over here just like this and pull it through. And then I like to chain one with both strands, and then I drop one strand. And you're going to see me, I am going to crochet that into the mix so I don't have to tuck it in later. So for this round, we are going to do 2 half double chains into the first stitch and 1 half double chain into the next stitch. Again, this is an increasing round, and we're going to repeat that pattern all the way through this round. So it'll be 2 half double crochets into one stitch, 1 half double crochet into the next stitch, completely all the way around. So again, this is what's called an increasing round. This is pretty typical of any hat that you're going to make. Or if you're wanting to try to make amigurumi, this is how a lot of those will start out, just a smaller hook and a thinner yarn. So again, it's 2 half double crochets and to one stitch and 1 half double crochet into the next stitch. And there you can see I'm just crocheting that little tail in, just because I'm lazy and I don't like to have to weave them all in at the end. And then this is going to be the first kind of round for your petals. And again, I'm trying to go slow here, guys, but if you can't keep up, you know, if you're new at this and it's just too fast for you, just feel free to pause it and catch up, or go all the way to the end of that round doing that same stitch and then hit play, and you can kind of check your work as I finish my round. I'm trying to go slow, but I also don't want to make the video so long that people don't want to watch, you know, spend much time watching the video. And then when you get to the very end of this round, you're going to slip stitch into the first stitch of the pink, and then that is your third round, and that's what it should look like. You flatten it all out. To start the fourth round, you're going to chain 1 there, and then you're going to do a single crochet into that same stitch, and then you're going to do 2 half double crochets also into that same first stitch. And then in the next stitch, we're going to be doing 5 double crochets into the next stitch. So you're going to yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2 loops, yarn over, pull through the last 2 loops, and that's 1 double crochet. So we're going to do 5 of those into the same stitch. And this is going to be the tallest part of the petal. And this stitch is going to get a little full. You're just going to have to kind of go slow and take your time and work them all in there. And then once you get your 5 double crochets into that stitch, we're going to go in to the next stitch. Now, when you're going into the next stitch, I like to kind of push these double crochets over so that you don't miss a stitch. You see that stitch hiding right there? That's actually going to be the next stitch you're going to work into, and we are going to do 2 half double crochets into that stitch. And again, I'm slowing this down so you can see it really well, because this is the trickiest part, really, is making sure you don't miss that stitch. So 2 half double crochets, and then you're going to do a single crochet all in that same stitch there. There's the second one, and then you're going to do a single crochet, and then you're going to slip stitch into the next stitch. So again, you're just not going to yarn over, and that creates your first petal. And then we're going to repeat that pattern all the way through for the next petal. So a single crochet, 2 double crochets, all in the same stitch, and then in the next stitch we're going to do 5 double crochets. There's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So again, you're going to have to kind of push those stitches over so that you can see the next stitch, and you're going to do 2 half double crochets, and then 1 single crochet, and then you're going to slip stitch into to finish off that petal. And that's just the space in between. And this is what it should look like when you get 2 petals done. You should actually end up with 9 petals by the time you're finished. Okay guys, I am going to speed up the next 5 petals so that you don't have to keep watching me do those over and over again. Just know that you're going to follow that same pattern for every petal. It's going to be a single crochet, 2 half double crochets into the first stitch. Into the next stitch you're going to do 5 double chains. Into the third stitch you're going to do 2 half double crochets and a single crochet, and then you are going to do a slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay, here we are on the last petal, and I'm just kind of making sure I have enough stitches left to finish this petal, which I did. And I'm now working the last 5 double crochets. That's 4 and 5. And then we're going to work 2 half double crochets and 1 single crochet into the next stitch. And then we are going to slip stitch into the final stitch, or back attaching it to the first stitch. And this is actually how you finish off your round, guys. I know I cut that part out in the beginning. I lost that footage. You're just going to make a big loop. You are going to cut your yarn, and then you're going to pull that tail back through that loop and make it go real tight. And that's how you finish off your round. Next, you can just see how much yarn. I didn't use hardly any yarn at all there. There's a ton left. Next, we're going to show you I'm going to show you how to tuck in your tails in the back. And to make that hole smaller, you're just going to give that middle string a tug before you weave in the ends. And thread your needle. Easier said than done sometimes. And then I like to weave my yarn back and forth at least 3 times. This is one of the things that used to frustrate me as a new crocheter. People would just say weave in the ends, but they never actually showed you how they weaved in the ends. But this is exactly how I do it right here. And I'm only going to show you one, and then we're going to fast forward to the very end. If you guys are liking my videos, please make sure you like and subscribe so that you don't miss any of my future videos. If you have a project that you would like to see a video on, please let me know in the comments. Let me know what your favorite summertime crochet project is in the comments. You can see it's a little tough here because these stitches are really tight because we pulled them all together. And then you're going to snip the yarn really as close as you can, and magically we are on to the next one. I also made a purple flower coaster, a green one, and then a blue one and a red one. I hope you guys enjoyed this project. Have a great day.